Into left 4, tightens, 30. Into left 6 and jump over crest. Into flat left, into left 5, short. And right 4, tightens, 30.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can probably gather from the title of the video and what you're seeing on screen, I did manage to pick up WRC 8 over Christmas, and I'm super stoked to finally be able to start playing this here on the channel for you guys. And today's video is going to be just kind of like random gameplay. We're just going to jump into a few different locations, check out a few of the different cars, because I have very little gameplay at all in the game so far. Still trying to get used to some of it. But I just want to give you guys my initial thoughts and comparisons to like Dirt Rally 2.0 on it. And I just wanted to kind of explore what the game has to offer and check out some of the stages. Before we do jump in, I do want to say I am running 540 degrees of wheel rotation, so it is more realistic for modern rally cars, which is 99% of what's in this game. On Dirt Rally 2.0, I always ran 900 just because it was more forgiving running it. It wasn't such a big deal, but in WRC 8, it's just much better to stick with the more realistic 540 degree option, because you do need the cars to react very quickly on some of these stages, especially the speeds the modern rally cars can hit. We are going to be running sequential shifter today, obviously for realism and just sake of me being able to drive these cars even somewhat reasonably, because I don't have very much experience with more modern rally cars. If you watch my Dirt Rally 2.0 videos, you know mostly I stick to older cars, and even in my experience in real life doing amateur rallying, it was always older vehicles that were either front wheel drive or all wheel drive. So these more modern cars handle much differently than what I'm used to, so it's definitely a bit of a big learning curve, but most of what I already know does carry over pretty well. We're going to go ahead and jump in here, pick a stage out. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I kind of want to switch things up each stage we do and go to a different location just so I can really see what they're like. We are going to be sticking to quick play for today's video because I am going to be starting the story soon, but I wanted this to be more of an initial impression. I could talk more and not have to worry about being so focused on what's going on the road and having to really worry about putting on a really good show of driving so I get a good finish. So we're going to go here to Finland for our first stage for this. I haven't really done any of these stages. I did do one, I'm going to be completely honest. I already recorded the video earlier, and apparently I forgot to turn the commentary on in Elgato, so I had no commentary the whole video. So I've already done the standard Horka, so let's try Horka reverse. At least I'm assuming that's somewhat how you pronounce it. We are going to go with WRC2 cars for that because I am just a little bit more comfortable in most of these. I'm not going to take the Skoda out because I've already drove it a few times. I want to kind of try all the different vehicles out and just see how I feel about them. So for this one, we're going to take out the Hyundai. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with just the overall feel of these intro cinematics going into each stage. They just feel a lot more alive than Dirt Rally 2.0's. I'm not sure what it is about them because they're very similar. So I want to start this video out by saying I'm in love with the way the force feedback feels in this game, and the way that the physics and the car are actually tied into the feel of the force feedback. You actually can feel the weight of the car shifting around and pulling the tires as they load up, and it's just one of the only titles where I felt like I'm actually behind the wheel of a real car, and it doesn't feel so simulated. Titles like Assetto Corsa do a great job on force feedback, but you don't feel like you're really connected to a real car through the wheels. You can tell something just feels a little bit off and artificial, especially with the way the tires load up. At least on Xbox. I haven't tweaked the PC settings a whole lot in Assetto Corsa because I mainly only drift on PC to try to get a really good feel through the wheels, so I can't say for sure I can't get it better. I'm sure there probably is a way, but just in terms of overall realism and the way the wheel feels, nothing really touches the way that WRC 8 feels to me. You get that nice feeling of the power steering and how it kind of dampens out a lot of the feel of the road, but you still feel very connected through the suspension and are able to tell what's going on with the car most of the time, and even the vibration effects feel very realistic.
right 5, short into crest, into right 3.
Another thing I've noticed is whether it has to do with grip levels, because this does feel a little more in line with how it should feel in a modern rally car, in my opinion, than Dirt Rally 2.0. The cars just feel like there's no grip after a certain point. Like, there's a really long line to get to running out of grip in that game entirely.
And left 3 tightens
But
over
once
crest.
you do, it's gone, and it's almost impossible to come back.
And left 5 into right 4 over
Whereas
jump.
here, everything's just more linear feeling and progressive. Up till you really, really mess up, and then you know it.
And right 5 over bump. Long tightens.
But whatever they've done with the tire model really translates over into the feel on the wheel, and it really helps you tell how hard you're pushing the car and how much more room it has to be pushed.
Left 4 into jump into flat right.
And sound department, I gotta say, a lot of the cars actually do sound better in my opinion than Dirt Rally 2.0 sounds. A lot of that game just sounds a little recycled between vehicles, and
Into jump over crest.
like they're almost trying too hard to add to just the overall noise of the car.
And crest into right 5. Open.
The tire model also carries over really well to things like left foot braking. It really feels a lot more progressive and effective than in Dirt Rally 2.0. In that game, it's really easy to lock up the tires or just to really slow the car down way too much because the brakes just come on all of a sudden. Even if you get good dead zone set up and you really get used to the way a car handles it, it's still hard to left foot brake properly sometimes. Whereas here in WRC8, it just feels a lot more natural.
Right 4 short after junction into left 5 tightens
Just
over
barely
crest.
held on to that. I'm sorry if I'm being a little repetitive or some of what I'm saying is kind of jumbled, sounding it's really hard to concentrate on the stage. I don't know, drive at any kind of real speed, and remember my train of thought of what I'm talking about with you guys. Before I forget, I did want to say, guys, I hope everybody had a great Christmas or whatever it might be celebrated. Either way, I hope you guys got to enjoy the holiday with your family if you had it off, and just in general had a good time and were able to unwind a little bit from the stress of the year, because it definitely can get taxing sometimes. It's nice to get those breaks and get to spend it with your families. Gotta say, I definitely like the reverse version of that stage more from what I remember of driving it earlier. I've definitely got to say the finished stages feel a lot more treacherous. Just in general, all of the stages I've tried just feel a lot more intense, and there's more at stake, and you're just a lot closer all the time to something really bad happening if you make a mistake. Alright guys, for this next one we're going to go ahead and jump over here to Chile. I have not done any stages here, I don't believe. We're going to try to keep each stage a little short so I can get a decent little variety of vehicles in here. So we're going to go ahead and go with the San Nicolas stage. For this one, we are going to jump up to the WRC cars, and we're going to go with the Hyundai i20. I have not drove this one yet, so I'm kind of curious to see how it does. So already this thing sounds absolutely mental. It accelerates like a rocket. I do gotta say, I really feel like either the suspension physics model for WRC8 is really that much better, or just it comes through in the force feedback that much better than Dirt Rally 2.0, but you can really feel the differences in the terrain and what's going on. So I am going to shut up just a little bit here so I can actually try to focus on the driver calls. Because I've not drove this car and I kind of want to see how well I can actually manage to do in this stage.
Right 5 into crest, keep middle. Left 4 short. Right 4 into left 3.
I gotta say, I definitely miss the auto wipers from Dirt Rally 2.0. Especially since I don't have my button pad up here on the wheel where it's easy to get to. It's kind of a pain to reach over there and hit X.
Crest, 80, uppy. Caution, right 5 short and right 2, uppy.
Still got a long ways to go before I'm used to how these modern WRC cars drive and handle.
Right 4 into right 3. Into right 5, tightens and crest. Keep minimum 30.
Oh, just barely saved that.
Caution, square right at junction and flat left, tightens 30.
Oh, almost.
Into right 6 short,
Misjudged the
right 3
distance a little bit
tightens.
there. Trying to get a little scandy flick in there, but just a little offline.
Flat left over jump, narrows 200, uppy.
Oh,
Crest into flat left, keep middle into kinks, 100. Into left 5, keep middle over kinks, into right 3, keep in. And left 3 short, 80. And left 3, open over crest, off camber.
oh, should have downshifted before I got in the corner. I thought I was already in third.
Into right 2, tightens, don't cut, and left 3, don't cut. Into right 2, keep into left 4, short, 30.
I gotta say, I really like the way the cars slide here in this game once you get used to it. It's just,
Right 5,
just like
narrows,
everything else I keep saying, it feels more linear and realistic. It doesn't snap so abruptly like it does in Dirt Rally 2.0. It's really easy for the cars just to snap all of a sudden on you. Which these cars are really snappy on handbrake, but as far as just actually oversteering, they're just a lot more progressive feeling of a turn. Oh, going off there. I really need to start listening to the co-driver.
Into left 4, tightens, into right 4. Into crest.
Just about managed to get it turned in there. Whoa! That's a great point about what I was talking about the course just being that much more treacherous. There's so much going on between the undulations on the surface and then all the stuff on the edges of all the stages you have to worry about running into.
And left 4, small cut, narrow. Caution, jump over crest into flat left. And right 3, long, open into finish.
So we definitely could have done better there, especially if I would have been listening to my co-driver the whole time. But I gotta say, so far from what I've seen of the Chile stages, they seem pretty fun. I gotta say, I really like it. Which I could say that for all these stages, really. They're all amazing, all the ones I've tried so far anyways. Alright, so we're gonna do our last stage here in Sardinia, Italy. From what I can see of the screenshots, and I did drive one of these stages earlier, they're extremely narrow, really difficult, so this should be pretty interesting. I think I'm gonna go back to the WRC2 cars for this one. Alright guys, so for this stage, we're gonna go ahead and take one of the Volkswagen Polos out. I've actually very rarely ever drove the Polos in Dirt Rally, and I have not tried one here yet, so this should be pretty interesting. Alright guys, since this is our last stage, I'm going to shut up and try to do somewhat decent. I'll still do my best to commentate, but I'm definitely going to be paying more attention to the co-driver for this one. Just about made it around there.
And left 3, tightens, very long over crest. And right 5 into left 5 long, tightens 3, short over crest. And right 3 into left 5 long, 50.
The terrain here is so rough, it's making it way harder than it might look on screen, but it really just wants to throw the car around and take me on a ride with it.
Short and right 5, tightens long. Into left 4, tightens over crest. Into right 4,
Oh, I thought I was in third.
House in, tightens over bumps.
Oh, a bunch of damage to the car there. Well, never did. I guess nothing's red. I guess it did a little damage to everything. Everything flashed for a second there. I thought I took on a bunch of damage.
Into right 2, medium tightens. Left 6, brake for square left. Don't cut, 30.
Oh boy.
Left 3 short.
Smacked my mic on that one. It's really, really inconvenient having my mic where it is with the handbrake there. I wish I could move it to the other side, but I need a much, much longer USB cable to reach my computer.
Very long, tightens forward. And left 6 into right 5 short. And left 6 into right 5 short, 40. Into left 5, 60.
Had to hit the wipers for a second.
Short and kinks. Into left 3, narrows, don't cut, and right 5. Caution, brake, square left, open, 30. Left 5.
I don't know if I would call that a square left, but
And
okay.
left 4, short into right 3, very long.
Oh,
Into left 5, short.
barely
3,
saved
into
that.
Right 5, 50.
Oh,
Into left 3.
that's definitely one problem you don't have in real life with sequential shifter is accidentally shifting twice because it didn't feel like you actually hit it into gear.
Left 5, brake into right 3, short, very narrow. Into flat left and right 3.
Oh. I lost track of where I was at on the co-driver calls there. That's one thing I do need to work on is the co-driver call timing. I haven't played around with it much, but it's a little off for my liking.
And flat left, tightens, bumpy. Into right 4, tightens into left 4, short, don't cut. Into right 2, open. Into flat left and right 5.
Oh no. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get up this. Nope, we're gonna have to respawn. That's alright. We've done pretty decent so far on this one, especially considering my knowledge of the car and the stages here. I gotta say, they're super technical and hard, but at the same time, it's fun. It's not like... In Dirt Rally 2.0, some of the stages just get almost annoying, I want to say.
Small cut. Into right 4 and left 3. Into right 4, short and hairpin left, small cut.
Oh, almost went out into the barrier.
Into right 5 and
It
flat
is
left
getting
and right 4,
super
short.
narrow up here.
Into flat right over crest for finish.
Well, guys, that was definitely not my best performance driving. I was doing pretty decent for the majority of it, but towards the end there, this stage was just beating me. Gotta say, I am just absolutely in love with everything about this game so far. Still gonna take some time to adjust to it and kind of break myself from some of the things I've picked up from Dirt Rally 2.0 that don't really work as well here. But it's definitely gotta be a lot of fun. There's so many stages, quite a few different vehicles, and I just don't see this game getting stale anytime soon. I will be starting up our career gameplay here in just a couple days, so stay tuned for that, guys. Tomorrow's video is actually going to be on the Mercury Cougar Eliminator and Forza Horizon 4, and then sometime later this week, or possibly early next week, we'll be also doing the Renault Alpine A110 that came into the game as well. And then after I get those videos I've been putting kind of on the back burner done, we will be coming back here into WRC 8 and starting up our career mode. Alright guys, so as we finish out today's video here, I want to leave you with my final thoughts on WRC 8 and my initial impressions of the game so far. I gotta say, I am in love with the realism effect, especially in terms of the forced feedback of the game. The cars seem to handle very realistically. Your inputs seem more precise. Dirt Rally 2.0 almost feels like there's almost a delay sometimes, which I feel like that has to do with running 900 degrees of steering rotation as well. And also the car setups on Dirt Rally 2.0 are not the best right out of the box. In terms of overall looks, at least on the console, I almost want to say I enjoy the way Dirt Rally 2.0 looks in terms of like overall looks, but in terms of how finished the stages look and how alive the environments look, WRC8 definitely takes it. I know for a fact on PC this game does look better than Dirt Rally 2.0, at least from what I've seen, but on console, without going on an Xbox One X, where you have the enhanced graphics, Dirt Rally 2.0 does look better in my opinion. Coming down to which game is better, I honestly don't think either one are better. I think they're both great at what they're targeted at. Dirt Rally 2.0 is more targeted at rallycross and older style rally cars, whereas WRC8, obviously being based off the modern rally championship, has modern cars in it and is based around them, and you can tell that the physics and tire models are more suited to that style of car. Anyways guys, if you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button down below, comment and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'll see you guys next time.